Hi everybody, welcome to Inside Yachting. Great boat for you today from a very reputable builder. Boat's called Southern Belle. It's built by Outer Reef Yachts. This is their Outer Reef 65. We have the full yacht pack that's already put together and ready to go for this boat, the same as we have put together one for every boat that's on the market. So on the right hand side you'll see the yacht pack button. Click on that. Give us your name and email if you want to see all of the detailed descriptions, the photographs and the full specifications, along with any insider information that we have ready to go. Just click on that and we'll email it off to you right away. Now we do these reviews every week. If you want a quick email notification of when the latest ones are ready to be viewed, down below you'll see the Be the First to Know button. Name and email, and we'll let you know when the latest reviews are ready to watch. So let's get stuck into this full-length review of Southern Belle. So we see here a nice side profile shot. This is built in 2007. It has had a few upgrades, especially last year in 2012. They've had work done to the cabinetry on the interior. Also some of the electronics are upgraded, and the navigation equipment. Outer Reef build a great yacht. You'll see features and equipment on here that you'll see on much larger sort of mega yachts or super yachts, and the general feel of this is much more sort of luxurious yacht based than many of the other trawler manufacturers. This is a pure long-range trawler. They have a great following. So let's get stuck in and take a look at the specifications. 65 feet. She has a great beam, 18.5 feet, and pretty shallow on the draft as well. So good all-around numbers there. The draft's 5 foot. Built in 2007, as I mentioned, from Outer Reef Yachts. Now, Outer Reef are built in Taiwan to American specifications, as 75% of the trawler manufacturers are all built over in that area, in Asia, Taiwan, China. There's a lot of manufacturers that have moved over there purely because of the labor rates and the sort of work that they can get done over there, especially with fiberglass technology, is generally to the same, if not higher standards than you find over here. Semi-displacement hull. She's here in Fort Lauderdale at the moment. Great engines. Now the cruising speeds and the maximum speeds here are slightly lower than you see on some of the other manufacturers. That's just a choice of whoever the client was that built this. My personal opinion, if you're looking at trawler boats anyway, then you're probably not particularly concerned with getting anywhere very fast, and your primary focus is on fuel efficiency and cruising range. So best out of those two options here with this boat. It's a 700 horsepower engine, very fuel efficient, and with the 2,000 gallons of fuel on board, which is a pretty large amount of fuel capacity, then the cruising speed on this boat is going to be much further than other boats in its class. Water, 400 gallons, that's fairly standard. They do have good sea recovery water makers on here, same type of water makers that you'll see on a lot of the larger yachts. 4 staterooms. Now truly 3 staterooms. The fourth one that they mention here is actually the crew cabin. The crew cabins are very nice. You could probably utilize that for kids if you're an owner operator and you don't really have any crew. Then that cabin can still be used. The asking price here is $1,650,000 for what you get, and the standards that are maintained in this boat. That's a great asking price. As I mentioned, she's here in Fort Lauderdale. So flicking through the photographs here, the main salon, you really feel the beam of the boat here. It's slightly bigger than the last boat we looked at, Utopia. This is 18.5 feet. I love seeing the TV on the lift there. It gets it away from that floor level like you'll see on a lot of sport fish boats. Some manufacturers go with just a static TV that's stuck down there sort of at knee height. Seems a little clumsy for me on this standard and size of boat. So that's nice to see that. Outer reefs generally are a lot heavier in the cabinetry that you'll see. That's been received very well by all their owners. The amount of storage that you have on these boats is far more than what you'll see on other manufacturers, and even sort of under the settees and build spaces, they really utilize all the possible areas that you can here. And the it's worth mentioning, looking at these photographs, the actual head height on this boat is a lot more than you'll see on other manufacturers as well. They have overall height is a lot bigger on this boat. Great feeling here, lots of natural light flowing in. You can see sort of full length from the pilot house through to the back there. Nice heavy duty doors that you'll see at the back of the salon there as well. This is actually just taking a photograph of some new bookshelves and some newer cabinetry work that they had done in 2012. Again, just showing the cabinetry there. It's a nice play on the sort of neutral tones here. Some of the soft goods here are new as well. Again, that was done in 2012. So everything's in pretty good condition. Looking into the pilot house, nice big pilot house. What I like about this builder, either side on the port and starboard sort of access doors, they actually have screens that come over there, so you can open this all up to the outside and keep the bugs out and really have a lot of fresh air sort of moving through this area. It's just something I happened to notice the other day. But looking at the equipment, all the equipment is nice, newer equipment. They have the chart plotters there. Their depth sounders, wind speeds, all the readouts from the tank sentries, everything that you would expect to see on a boat this size. Stern and bow thrusters. They have remotes for remote control for the stabilizers and the water makers up here as well. So it's all integrated very nicely. A nice layout from bridge. The bridge general feel here feels like it's a much bigger yacht. It has that sort of feel there with the flat areas for the chart tables there, and a nice feel, and a nice big settee and table at the back there as well. You tend to find, as you do on boats with country kitchens, everyone congregates around those, and these trawler style boats, everyone seems to congregate in the wheelhouse. So it's a nice comfortable area here. What outer reef are great at, you'll see that from going on board these and other manufacturers. Outer reef kind of stand out for their electrical work as far as I'm concerned. Everything's nice labeled, have all the gauges set out everywhere for your amp meters, volt meters. So you always know exactly what's going on there. It's nice to see. Still in the wheelhouse, worth mentioning, this has a day head up on this level. You can see that on the top photograph there, just towards the right hand side of the photograph. That's a day head. Directly opposite the galley, and again in the wheelhouse. Although hopefully you won't be doing too much drinking while you're driving, they do have a nice large wine chiller here in that area. Good use of space under the stairs there. The galley, fully equipped with everything that you would expect to see. It has had a newer hob top fitted here. I did notice some damage to the wooden veneer on the front of the refrigerator here. I think they've had a leak at some time. You can see it there in the top photograph, just underneath the water and ice dispenser. It's probably come from the drip tray leaking there, someone not emptying it. But you can see there's some damage there underneath that to the wooden veneer. Those veneers do just stick on the front of a regular black front that you would expect to see on domestic fridge freezers. They simply just get that veneer and stick it onto the front of that. So a very easy, cheap fix there. Dishwashers, trash compactors, ice makers, they have all of the usual stuff here. It's actually nice that the sink here is off to the one side, off to the port side there, which leaves the main bulk of that countertop sort of open for a service area. Majority of builders will actually put that sink on the other side, but this gives you a lot more usable space. Another feature that I noticed on this boat is all of the downlighting is LED lighting. A lot less load on your generators and a lot safer as well. Quite often with the halogen lights, like you can see on the top photograph here towards the left hand side of that photograph, that door that's there with the light right above it, if that door's open and it happens to stay open directly underneath that light, a lot of fires have been started like that if they're halogen lamps. So the halogen lamps, as you know, get very hot, actually cooks the top of the door, and then and before you know that, the door's in flames and it lights the ceilings, and it's a very common source of fire there. All the cabins have TVs. This is a king size bed in the master cabin. It has a nice his and hers vanity in the bathroom. It is very beamy, this cabin, although it's not laid out in a stern to forward sort of way that you can see the port and starboard portholes there. It does take up that amount of space, so it's a very beamy layout to the master cabin. That's the master head that you can see on the top photograph there. The nice, as mentioned, nice his and hers vanity. This is a small companionway or foyer that's down below that connects all of the guest cabins. That's the photograph on the bottom. The day head, as we saw, up on the top, and a nice washer dryer there at the bottom of that foyer. VIP, this is a queen cabin. Again, you see the TV there. It does have KVH satellite TV on board here. Nice to see that the boat's maintained and kept up to sort of modern standards with that. Beautiful sort of burl veneer that you see everywhere throughout these boats. They are typically, most trawler style boats are very heavy on the woods, just because the clientele that they attract are usually a more mature audience. They get good feedback and lots of requests for these sort of wood heavy packages on the interior. This is the port stateroom that you can see on the bottom photograph there. It is a double bed below and a single bunk above. The top photograph on that was the VIP head. Now this is back into the crew cabin. It does have a double cabin there. A double bunk there. As you can see, it's a fairly nice crew cabin. I mean, they certainly haven't skimped and saved on the feel of this cabin. So if you don't have a full complement of crew, then you can easily put guests back here. This is the lazarette. Has a nice freezer there, great for bait if you're fishing, and that also gives you access to the engine room from that area as well. Now it's worth mentioning that you also have access to the engine room through the master cabin, so if you are owner operator, that's a great feature to have. Onto the aft deck. Nice big aft deck table, teak everywhere here, nice little drinks fridge. It really feels like like a motor yacht or a mega yacht back here. Nice wide companionways up the port and starboard sides. This is a full walk around, and then we go up onto the bridge. Now I really like the flybridge on the outer reefs. It kind of separates the aft boat deck from the sort of upper pilot sort of area here. Has nice seating area with the helm seats, but it also has seating area and coffee tables behind them as well. So this isn't a full complement of equipment that you see from the lower pilot house, but there is everything that you need up here. And the nice thing about this is it's fully enclosed as well, so you can completely secure this off if you are in rough weather. Has nice eyes and glass all the way around here, which you can see there. So these are the two seating areas. They're identical side to side, so lots of capacity for seating here, and it has a nice solid fiberglass roof to this area as well. So really well set out. Now back here, this is from the boat deck. You see I have a huge grill, a nice sink area there. They have ice makers and fridges here as well. So a real good entertaining area. Now as far as the crane is concerned, this is just some other photographs of that area with the fridge there and the grill. So back onto the crane and the boat sort of deck area. Now you see the crane is across the deck here. Now you might think, as I've mentioned before, that this is what I'm talking about when the boat is in the middle, the crane is in the middle of the deck, and then the boat gets launched and you're still stuck with this crane in the middle. This is slightly different because the pivot point for this crane is still off to one side. So even when the boat's in the water, you can still put this crane all the way over to one side and still have full use of that deck. All those chocks and things will come off. The problems come when that pivot point for the crane is actually on center line of that deck. Then once the boat and everything is in the water, the tender is in the water, wherever you put that crane, it's still going to be in the way. But here, you just swing it off to one side and you have full use of that deck. Actually, you can see two other chocks there, strange shaped chocks just in front of the crane on that top photograph. That's actually for motorbikes or scooters, so they do have capacity for lots of toys on here. The tender that this comes with is the Nordica that you can see with the cover off it down in that bottom photograph. 13 foot with a 60 horsepower on the back. This does have a little GPS on it, so it's a real nice tender. Has all the equipment that you'd like to see there. A few other photographs of that. Now onto the forward deck, little seating area. Apart from that, everything is pretty much standard here. Actually, on that top photograph, you can see a feature of the outer reef yachts, and that's this full beam flybridge. A lot of the times the flybridge on the trawler style boats is narrower than the rest of the boat. Now it's true it is slightly narrow here, but generally outer reefs are known to be wider on their flybridge decks than other boats. So that's a nice feature of this here. Detailing the anchor chains, anchor windlasses there. Outer reefs have a very nice engine room. You can see from that bottom photograph that it's very, very roomy in here. It's great for ventilation and circulation of air around this area. You're not going to have any issues with things overheating. There's our two Caterpillar main engines, C12s. Nice and roomy here. I like it that everything's white and clean and shiny. You can see instantly when you've got any kind of leaks or anything, and pretty good headroom in here as well. So a really nice layout here. It's a nice engine room. There are Northern Light generators. They're both 16 kilowatts. Sometimes it's nicer to have a larger and a smaller generator, just so that you can use the smaller one for overnight generator, slightly lower output, because generally at night less pieces of equipment are running. But with this being a bigger volume boat and more pieces of equipment in it, generally it demands more power, so that's fine on this boat. And they've actually maintained the hours quite well between the two generators. From memory, I believe they're around 1,750 hours on each of them. There you can see on that bottom photograph, you can see our sea recovery water makers, and on the top photograph, that's the air conditioning system that you can see there with the cruise air compressors there and AC setup. Top photograph just showing the arch, radar, and the sap domes. On the back, the bottom photograph showing the aft of the boat. A really nice, sturdy super yacht look here. It has the beautiful curved stairs going up either side from the swim platform. A nice wide swim platform and deep swim platform, perfect for fishing, water sports, whatever you need here. A really good sturdy look to these outer reefs. So here's the GA or the layout. There you can see what I was saying about the master cabin. It is actually a full beam space that they use, but rather than putting the bed on the center line, they've just put it off to the side here. It's just a preference in the builders' layouts there. The crew cabin, the fourth cabin, you can see that towards the aft. That's around the lazarette and the engine room area. So not ideal for guests, but if it is needed, then it is a nice feel to that cabin. So can be used for guest uses. So onto the write-up. This is a very, very detailed write-up. I won't hold too long on it. This is all available in the yacht pack. Click on that. I have all of these photographs, the descriptions, all these specifications, everything ready to go, along with some other bits and pieces of information that we've gathered about the boat. We can go and see this boat. It is here in Fort Lauderdale, and I've taken other people on board as well. We do our weekly yacht tours. If there's something specific that you'd like to go and see, then you can request that and we'll try and fit that in. Otherwise, click on the Yacht Tours button. Let us know when would be the perfect time when you're free, and I'm sure we can fit you in. So into this write-up, I'll pull out a few points that stand out to me. I'd said earlier on that the headroom is quite good in this boat. There you can see in the main salon it's 6'8". Details the LED lights, the L-shaped sofas, and the cherry wood bookcases. You can see they are new, 2012. Moving on, the entertainment system, the nice pop-up TV that we saw. I mentioned in the galley that the cooktop was new. That's new at the end of 2011. Headroom in the galley, 6'9". The pilot house, headroom 6'10". It actually details the headroom in each of the cabins. That must have been a point with this boat, a tall owner. It mentions there the retractable screens. Like I said, either side is a nice feature. It mentions some of the storage underneath the sofas. The storage is very good throughout this boat. All of the cabinetry that I mentioned, they're very heavy on their cabinetry. It's perfect for long-range cruising and people who just want to be out in their boat for prolonged periods of time. Now they have great Garmin chart plotters here. They have a satellite input with the weather. They have their radars, the chart plotters, the watermaker control up here. They have the bow and stern thruster, a couple of areas to control that up top and down below, and also the stabilizer remote controls here as well. The on-deck day head, the lower foyer, it details what's in there. There's the laundry section in there with the washer dryer. Master stateroom, the SAT TV has the newer entertainment system in there, has LED lights, the master head with the double vanity that we saw. VIP guest room, nice big queen berth. Details, lots and lots. It goes into a lot of detail in here. It's a very thorough write-up. It's actually a very good brochure in general. The lazarette, we saw that big freezer in there, perfect for fishing. We saw 2 or 3 different locations with small fridges in there, great for drinks fridges. LED lighting in the crew area as well. The engine room has all the equipment that you would expect to see on a much larger boat. The nice water makers, air conditioning system, the power takeoffs for the stabilizers and for the bow and stern thrusters. So great equipment here that they have fitted. As you can see there towards the bottom, under the flybridge, it says features Outer Reef's full beam flybridge, and it's something that they are proud of. Lots of stuff here. You can either pause on this review or request that Yacht Pack is the best thing, and then you can have it anytime for you to flick through. The tender here, the Nautica tender, the VHF radio, the bilge pumps. I did see somewhere it mentioned that it had a GPS on there as well. There you go, Garmin GPS. The boat deck, we'd seen that fully separated from the helm station there. It has the isinglass that comes down. It has the hard fiberglass top, so that can all be completely sealed off if you get into some rough weather. Beautiful, nice big grill on the back deck there as well. The fridges is really well equipped. Fuel tanks, it goes on and on and on. So I'll leave it there. I think that's towards the end of that's the end of the brochure anyway. A great boat, a great option if you're looking to get into the trawler market, or you're looking to upgrade from a smaller one. You'll really see huge difference in the volume and the equipment that's fitted if you're upgrading from a smaller boat to this one. It's a really nice boat, very well maintained, fairly low hours and everything. I think the main engines were around 1900 hours. By now they're probably up to around 2000 with the time between when this brochure was written. But a great option. I'd love to take you on board. Click on that Yacht Tours button and we'll get you on board so that you can see everything. If you want the Yacht Pack, click on that button as well, and I'll just send it off to you right away. It's all here ready to go with all the best information. So thanks for joining me. The next one of these 3 is Felix, the Grand Bank solution, a very popular choice there as well. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.